forever. So I mean, that was part of the reason why PlayStation upped the price in the first place, was because of, inflation. Gaming is cheaper now than it's almost ever been, in terms of the games themselves. So yeah, I think it was inevitable that the price would go up. Granted, people are never happy when it does, but yeah, I think this was just kind of an inevitability. But yeah, you're right. It is a risky that they would do that with a new IP and not with, say, Final Fantasy 16 or something like that. If you did it with, say, Final Fantasy 16 or Final Fantasy 7 Remake, I don't think people are going to care as much, because they're like, the game is more expensive, but I really wanted to play it, and I understand the prices are going up. So, people they'll convince themselves that it's okay because they want to play the game. Whereas with a new IP, they're not necessarily going to try to convince themselves that it's worth it, because they're like, I don't know anything about this game, and they're raising the price now. So I
What
think doing it on the new IP is a risk.
what I was wondering is why I have never heard of this game until dropped the name.
I don't know.
I have never. It's a new IP from Square Enix, and it's expensive. You should have massive marketing on it, and I've never heard about it before. So why? I've never seen an advertisement, just not even on Facebook. Crappy ad where you have thousands of bloody mobile game ad. You have something like this. You're gonna release an IP in what 4 months, 5 months. It's time for the hype train to come. What are you doing? When is the E Cube?
I don't know. Because they released it, I think they originally announced it at E3 a few years ago, or one of the
Yep.
something like that. I mean, this was announced a long time ago, and it was announced as Project Athia. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, but it's funny because I remember, if you go way back, I don't know which episode it was, but if you go way back, Korean and I were once talking about games we were looking forward to, and I said Project Athia because back then it wasn't even known as Forspoken yet. And so I've been watching this game it's been on my radar for a long time. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question because it's been on my radar. So I've been
Okay.
seeking it out, though, like I'm watching it. So for me, it's going to seem like it's obviously out there. But for somebody who had just never seen it before, I
I've
don't know.
never, and I mean, take Starfield, which is released maybe a month after this one. I've seen it everywhere. It's hard to go anywhere without saying, yeah, Bethesda slash Microsoft new IP Starfield. It is everywhere. Forspoken, I haven't seen it yet, so that's kind of weird. Maybe it's just because I'm not on internet enough, but